What would happen if two of the world's most populous nations, India and China, became close friends? A question that might seem fantastical, but it holds the potential to redefine the global economic order. This is not a tale of mere friendship, but an alliance, an unthinkable alliance that could potentially shift the tectonic plates of global economics. Imagine the landscape of the world economy today, a complex weave of interdependencies and rivalries. At the heart of this intricate tapestry, we find two vibrant nations, India and China. Each a powerhouse in its own right, and collectively, they are home to over a third of the world's population. China, the dragon, is currently the world's second-largest economy, a manufacturing behemoth that has captivated the world with its meteoric rise. Its economic footprint is evident across the globe, from the skyscrapers of Dubai to the highways of Africa. Then we have India, the tiger, an emerging economic powerhouse with a burgeoning middle class and a technology sector that's earning global accolades. It's a country on the brink of a major economic leap, teetering on the edge of becoming a significant global player. Now take a moment to visualize these two giants, the dragon and the tiger, not as competitors, but as allies. An alliance that could create an economic bloc with unparalleled manpower, manufacturing prowess, technological expertise, and market potential. Such an alliance could potentially rewrite the rulebook of global economics. It's a concept that's as intriguing as it is daunting. It could alter the balance of economic power, challenge existing alliances, and create a ripple effect that could touch every corner of the globe. But it's not just about power or influence. It's about the potential for unprecedented economic growth, prosperity, and opportunities that could elevate millions out of poverty and into the middle class. It's a story of what could be, a narrative that could shape the 21st century and beyond. As we delve into this topic, prepare for a journey into the realms of economic change and global power shifts. Before we explore the possibilities, let's understand the existing economic standings of China and India. China has over the years established itself as a formidable economic powerhouse. It's the world's second-largest economy, only behind the United States. Its GDP as of the close of 2023 stands at an impressive $14.7 trillion. The backbone of this economic prowess is China's manufacturing capabilities. China is often referred to as the world's factory due to its immense production capabilities, producing everything from toys to high-tech electronics. This manufacturing might has also allowed China to create a vast global influence, with its products reaching every corner of the world. But China's economic dominance isn't just about manufacturing. It's also a leader in areas such as artificial intelligence, e-commerce, and green technology. Its Belt and Road Initiative, a trillion-dollar project, aims to enhance global trade links and further cement China's position as a global economic leader. On the other side of the Himalayas, we have India. While it may not yet rival China in terms of overall economic size, it's a force to be reckoned with in its own right. India's economy, the world's sixth largest, boasted a GDP of $3 trillion at the end of 2023. One of the key pillars of India's economy is its robust IT sector. India is a hub for information technology services, with many of the world's biggest companies outsourcing their IT needs to India. But what makes India a standout player on the economic stage is its young and dynamic workforce. With more than half of its population under the age of 25, India is brimming with potential for economic growth. This young demographic is not just a massive workforce, it's also a huge consumer market that can drive domestic and global growth. Furthermore, India's government has launched various initiatives to boost the economy. For instance, the Make in India initiative aims to transform India into a global manufacturing hub, much like China. Despite challenges, both China and India have shown remarkable resilience and adaptability. They've navigated through economic downturns and are continually investing in their future growth. China's strength lies in its manufacturing, global influence, and advancements in technology, while India's strength lies in its IT sector, young workforce, and growing consumer market. Both nations are working towards improving their economies, but their approaches are different. China is looking to consolidate its position as a global leader, while India is focusing on leveraging its demographic dividend and establishing itself as a global IT and manufacturing hub. In essence, China and India are not just countries with large populations. They are economic giants with immense potential for growth and global influence. These economic giants, each with their strengths, stand as significant players in the world economy. Imagine a world where these two economic giants choose friendship over rivalry. Let's delve into the intriguing concept of a potential alliance between India and China, two powerhouses that together represent over 1/3 of the world's population. Think about the sheer power of their combined markets. Unifying the world's most populous nations under a common economic banner could create a consumer base the likes of which the world has never seen before. An alliance could foster unprecedented economic growth, attracting investments from across the globe and catapulting both nations to new heights of prosperity. Now consider the possibility of shared technological advancements. China, a global leader in technology and innovation, paired with India, renowned for its prowess in software development and IT services. The synergy could yield breakthroughs in fields like artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and renewable energy, propelling the world into a new era of technological marvels. But let's not overlook the challenges such an alliance could present. These are two vastly different nations with distinct cultures, philosophies, and political ideologies. Bridging these gaps would be a Herculean task, requiring significant compromises and a shared vision for the future. Economically, the two nations have been competitors for decades, each vying for a larger piece of the global economic pie. An alliance would need to address these competitive instincts, finding a way to harmonize their economic ambitions rather than exacerbating existing tensions. Furthermore, there's the matter of geopolitics. Both India and China have complex international relationships, some of which could be strained by a potential alliance. Balancing these relationships while fostering a new partnership would be a delicate dance, requiring careful diplomacy and strategic foresight. Yet despite these challenges, the potential rewards are tantalizing. An alliance between India and China could lead to a seismic shift in the global economy, creating new opportunities and challenges for nations around the world. A union between these nations could redefine the economic landscape as we know it. As we move forward in our discussion, let's consider what this could mean for the rest of the world. For now, we leave you with a world of possibilities to ponder. A friendship between India and China could trigger a domino effect on the global economy. Let's begin by exploring the shifts in trade practices that could unfold. Currently, India and China are both significant players in the global trade arena, with China as the world's largest exporter and India rapidly climbing the ranks. If these two powerhouses were to join forces, we could witness a shift in trade power dynamics. Collaboration could lead to an increase in bilateral trade, potentially reducing their dependence on Western markets. This would not only strengthen their own economies, but could also influence global trade routes, forcing a reconfiguration of international trade policies. Now, let's turn our attention to the exchange of technology. Both India and China are renowned for their technological advancements. India, known as the world's back office, is a hub for IT services, while China is a global leader in manufacturing and digital technology. A friendship could mean an exchange of these strengths, leading to a surge in innovation and growth in both nations. The result? A potential technological superpower duo that could challenge the existing tech giants on the global stage. But what about the global power balance? At present, the United States and the European Union are the primary influencers. However, an alliance between India and China, two of the world's most populous and fastest growing economies, could significantly tip the scales. This new Eastern axis could challenge the existing Western axis, causing a noticeable shift in global power dynamics. Now, let's not forget the impacts on global markets and industries. An alliance could stimulate growth in various sectors, such as manufacturing, IT, and pharmaceuticals, given the combined strengths of both nations in these areas. This growth could lead to increased competition, potentially driving innovation and lowering costs for consumers worldwide. Lastly, let's consider the potential ripple effects on global currency markets. Today, the US dollar holds the mantle as the world's reserve currency. But a stronger economic alliance between India and China could challenge this status quo. If they decide to trade in their own currencies, bypassing the dollar, it could lead to a shift in global currency dynamics, with the rupee and yuan gaining more prominence on the world stage. Of course, these are merely possible scenarios. The actual outcomes would depend on a multitude of factors, including the nature of the alliance, the political will of both nations, and the global response to such a shift in power dynamics. The ripple effect of such an alliance would undoubtedly be felt across the globe. The economic impact of a friendship between India and China is vast and far-reaching, touching every corner of the world. And while the thought may be speculative, the potential implications are too significant to ignore. The world's response to such an alliance would be mixed, to say the least. Let's journey through the corridors of power and speculate on how different nations and global institutions might react to an India-China alliance. The United States, currently the world's largest economy, might see this partnership as a challenge to its global dominance. It may respond by strengthening ties with other emerging economies, or perhaps by fostering closer relationships with nations in the Indo-Pacific region as a counterbalance. European nations, on the other hand, might approach this alliance with a blend of trepidation and opportunity. A stronger Asia could mean a shift in the center of global economic power. However, there could also be potential for increased trade and investment opportunities. Moving on to Russia, it would likely view this alliance with a strategic eye. With China as a neighbor and India as a long-standing friend, Russia might seize this as an opportunity to fortify its own position in the global economic chess game. As for the global institutions, the World Trade Organization might have to grapple with a new heavyweight in negotiations. Meanwhile, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank could see a shift in influence and decision-making power. In the East, Japan and South Korea might have to juggle between competition and cooperation. The ASEAN nations, rich in resources and strategically located, could find themselves in a key position, with their role in the global supply chain gaining prominence. And then there are the emerging economies in Africa and Latin America. They could potentially benefit from increased investment and trade opportunities with this new Asian powerhouse. However, it's important to note that these are all conjectures. The complex interplay of global politics and economics makes it impossible to predict with certainty how the world would react. One thing is clear though, the world would need to adjust to a new economic order. In the realm of economics, nothing is impossible. Let's take a moment to look back on the economic kaleidoscope we've journeyed through today. We've traversed the terrain of two colossal economies, India and China, as separate entities, and then, in a bold flight of fancy, as close friends. The possibility of such a union, while currently hypothetical, holds a tantalizing allure. Imagine, if you will, the combined prowess of India's information technology sector and China's manufacturing sector. This fusion could generate an economic force that could redefine global trade norms. The world would bear witness to a new economic powerhouse, a super economy, if you will, that could potentially lead the world into an era of unprecedented growth. We've also touched upon the potential for a reduction in trade barriers and an increase in market accessibility. The harmonization of these two economies could create a vast unified market that would offer a wealth of opportunities for businesses globally. This is not to mention the potential boost in employment and economic stability that such a union could bring to both countries. Yet, conversely, we've also explored the possibility of economic disruption. The merging of these two economic titans could create a shift in the world's economic balance, leading to a ripple effect that could impact global economies in unforeseen ways. The idea of an India-China alliance is not without its challenges. As we've discussed, political differences, territorial disputes, and cultural disparities are all hurdles that would need to be overcome. Yet the potential benefits of such a union make it a prospect that is indeed fascinating to consider. In this economic dance, there's always the chance for a misstep. But there's also the possibility for a beautiful symphony of growth and prosperity. The blending of India's dynamism and China's relentless progress could create a new rhythm in the world economy. In the grand theater of global economics, the idea of an India-China alliance introduces a captivating new storyline. It's a narrative that holds within it the potential for a seismic shift in the world's economic landscape. It's important to remember that this is all conjecture at this point. These are not predictions, but possibilities, explorations of what could be if two of the world's most populous and rapidly developing nations were to align their economic interests. We've journeyed through a world of possibilities today, from the heights of unprecedented economic growth to the depths of potential disruption. It's been an exploration of the potential that lies within the union of two economic titans. As we continue to watch the world's economic landscape evolve, the idea of an India-China alliance remains a fascinating prospect.